Right, how's it going, YouTube? Is Junior Jam once again coming with part 2 of Vikala Analysis. We got the rest, basically the rest of Vikala's moveset. We're only missing a couple moves, but we have the majority of her moves now. So gonna discuss real quick the new stuff and also the corrections to make on the old moves that I got wrong. Let's get straight into it. Right, so close L. Theorized in the last video that it's going to be 5 frames, and she has a 6 frame far light. It is a 6 frame close light, which is pretty weird. I don't know if there's any character in the game whose lights are all the same frame data. So, but besides that, it seems like it has a little bit of a high hitbox for like a close light. It still hits crouchers, but I do wonder if it's going to be better in anti-air scenarios. Maybe there might be some niche cases where it being that high is better, but it looks like a super small hitbox, which standard for close L's, but still a little unfortunate. 2L, just a normal 2L, 6 frame startup, cancels to her close light. It's pretty short, you know, it's just the what you'd expect from a 2L. 2M, now her 2M pretty good. It looks like it's a sliding 2M, so only her character in the game that has that, as far as I remember, is Charlotta. Her 2M, she like slides forward when she hits it, but Vikala has it. She slides quite a bit forwards too, so it's going to be your go-to normal for you're going for combo extensions where you can't hit like a close medium, but you still are plus enough for 2M. It's 8 frame startup, so and her 623H is +8, so you'll be able to consistently get mid-screen combos with this button and being able to cancel off of it into your specials. So seems really good, but we'll have to see obviously when she comes out for how great it'll be. For 6XM, so we didn't get to see most of her dash normals, but I see now. They are quite good. So her 6XM is an overhead. It is very clear that it's an overhead. It's 26 frame startup, so if you're familiar with Cagliostro's overhead, it's famously pretty good for her. It's going to be about the same amount of good for Vikala. So it's slow, so you can react to it, but she's going to be pushing you pretty far, both on hit and on block, which means that if you get hit by it, you'll get hit into a bear trap. She gets a full combo. If you block it and she has a bear trap behind you, she'll be plus, so she can still run her pressure or just get out of the situation. But it seems pretty good. It's also got a gigantic animation. I understand if you don't react to Cagliostro's dash overhead, because it's like kinda, she just does like a little hop. Vikala like has her whole bear traps around her and like does this giant claw attack. So if you don't react to this, I don't know what you're doing. But it seems quite good for her kit, so good to see. 66H is basically just like a normal 66H from what I could tell. It's 15 frame startup. I'm pretty sure it's 15 frame startup. It could be 16 frame, but 15 frames about where the other like the dash H's are in the game. Like think like Beatrix, her dash H is 15 frame startup. This looks basically the same as that. Pushes you back a good amount, so it's probably not going to be that punishable overall on block, but just a standard dash H overall. Now auto combo high, it's got the same animation as her dash M, so you see one, then you'll know what the other one looks like. It's literally copy pasted animations. So, but yep, it's got just the same properties as all the other auto combo highs in the game. It's gonna be good. And again, you can auto combo low and auto combo high directly into the trap if it's set up behind the opponent. So it's great mix if they don't end up BCing you out of it. Jump H. This move is insane. I need to stress. This move is crazy. I saw this when I was first watching through. I was like, this is insane. Cannot believe they gave this character this. So it is large. You can kind of tell from the picture, but she is swinging from like middle of her body to like 1 or 2 character lengths away. It does. I can't tell if it has a cross-up hitbox because they only use it once and it's not as a cross-up. But I'm assuming it's just going to be like Belial's Jump Age, which does not have a cross-up hitbox, but it hits ridiculously far in front of him. It's also 10 frame startup, which is the exact same as Belial's Jump Age, which is also 10 frame startup. So they just gave her Belial Jump Age. I don't know why, but I'll take it. It's going to be extremely good for her landing, especially since she has Jump U to mix up her landings, like her jump arcs. So this combined with that seems insane for her jump movement. She might have some of the best like air movement or like air control in the game. So, will be fun to see. Alright, now her forward throw, she like grabs you, she takes a picture of you, and then Dormouse kind of like laser beams them. So it's a good forward throw, you know. It's got like one of the best animations in the game. I can see it getting annoying ridiculously quickly. They don't show it like comboing into trap or anything, but I'm pretty sure it can, honestly. If you have like a trap set up behind your opponent, I'm sure you could combo into a forward throw similar to how Cagliostro does it. But it does put you in a situation where you're pretty likely to be able to set up a trap like on top of the opponent after it's finished. So it seems like a pretty good forward throw. If you haven't seen the picture yet of like the thing happening, like of her taking the picture, you'll get to experience it when she comes out if you don't watch the trailer. It's peak. Right, now 5U. So we got actual information on how her 5U works. Is an RNG summon. So as far as I can tell, because she doesn't have any sort of way to store 5U, she has to throw it. I don't know if she can delay her throw. She can with Jump U. She can delay her throw with Jump U, but with 5U, I think it might have the same startup or same what do you call it? Like you always have to throw it at the same time, basically. But yeah, you just check it out immediately. It's a horrible throw arc. She chucks it like 2 centimeters. She does not have a strong throw. She's a weak little rat. But if you throw it into a cannon that's already set up, then the cannon will shoot out that item and it'll go much farther. It'll go the same distance as the cannon would normally shoot out an item, but you're just kind of loading the cannon directly. So definitely you're going to be looking to do that more than using 5U normally, just like by itself. You'll want to have a cannon set up with it, because yeah, otherwise it does not look great. But yeah, it doesn't look like she has any sort of item stocking or anything. It's all just pure RNG, and she can call those same RNG multiple times in a row. They showed that in the trailer as well. She called the balloon or the beach ball twice in a row. So gotta hope for good RNG sometimes. Alright, and then we have the RNG from her 5U and Jump U. So she's got the heart, she's got the cannonball, she's got the beach ball or the balloon. I don't know what it is. They showed it as a balloon as in one of her like trailer things, so that's why I'm calling it a balloon. And then we have Spike Ball. So she can do all these. These have been shown from either her 5U or her Jump U. And then her cannons are as shown. So this is all the RNG that they showed in the trailer. So Beach Ball, a star, a smoke bomb, a spike ball, and a bomb. Just a bomb. And here's the effects of it. So the hearts she throws with 5U. I doubt it'll ever be able to be summoned by a cannon, but it just places a heart on the ground, and if you walk over it, you heal. They didn't show how much it heals because they showed the Kala picking it up at full health, but I'd assume it's like a small amount. It's probably going to be like the worst one. It's just kind of like a joke item. Cannonball is just like the gray spear. It has like no features on it. It's one hit, but it seems like it might be plus if your opponent like blocks it. So we didn't get to see it at all in the actual gameplay, but we did see it in her initial trailer for what she does. So it is what it is. We'll have to see how that pans out. The balloon or the beach ball is a single hit. It's probably the worst one. It had like no special effects or anything. It just kind of, you just get hit by a beach ball and that's it. So damage was pretty pitiful. You know, everything about it did not seem great. Spike Ball is a multi-hit projectile, so you just get more frame advantage, better combos overall from hitting it, and that's basically it. Otherwise, not too much going on with that one too. The star. So star is a multi-hit, and if it's shot from the H cannons, so if two of the cannons shoot it at like the same time, the stars will bounce around the screen like forwards. You can almost consider it like a rotated Eustace, like Olt's ball. I don't know what his ball skills are called. It sounds so weird. But like the electric balls that he shoots out of his gun, basically. He like shoots them down at the ground and then they arc back up. Basically, the cannons will shoot forwards at like the angle that they're pointed at, and then they'll bounce off of the right side of the screen, and then they'll arc back up, and then they'll keep bouncing around, almost like a DVD icon, like bouncing around the screen. So, and if it goes back into a cannon, the cannon will fire it again. So we'll talk more about cannon stuff in a little bit, but just keep that in mind, that the cannon can fire the star multiple times even while Vikala is fully actionable. So she can have a projectile on screen just like while she's running around doing whatever she wants, basically. So seems probably like the best one that she can get, but her RNG is pretty varied. The smoke bomb is a single hit, but from the H cannons, when they fire it, they create a giant smoke screen. It is large, I will say. It covers like half the screen, basically. And if you are inside of the smoke screen, you are not visible. It completely obscures your character model, obscures everything. I would assume it obscures everything inside the model, because it looked like it hid the cannons, but it also looks like projectiles might clear the smoke, so it could be something where you can attack the smoke and then it goes away, or just projectiles get rid of it. And Vikala, it also shows Vikala specifically being the one that like clears it almost, it looks like. So either the smoke lasts for a very short time, or just either character can clear it once they attack. So it's just like a temporary wall that you can basically hide behind. It doesn't have like a hurt box or anything like that. It's purely visual. And finally, the bomb is a single hit, but from the H cannons, it causes a gigantic explosion. Again, just massive wherever the bombs like connect with each other. So you'll be able to get pretty high damaging combos. They didn't show the bomb being pulled in the deathmatch trailer, like the deathmatch video, but I'd assume it does a lot of damage. And you're probably going to be able to get damaging combos off of it as well. It gives you a pretty solid launch for you to run up and do whatever you want basically with it. But that is all the RNG that was shown. So she might have more stuff. She might have, or like in the actual game, she might have more stuff and that just didn't make it through somehow. But I feel like this is probably it. You know, 7 items is a lot. But we'll see. Maybe she has something sick. Maybe she has something awful hidden in there. But we'll find out when she actually comes out. Now, on to specials. So cannons. I got cannons slightly wrong, for sure, when I was going over them in the initial video. So, still is correct about this. All the cannons have an 18 frame startup, but that startup is because the cannons are shooting out like a little puff of smoke. So you see the little like pink particle effects here. These are the cannons like shooting out when they summon, basically. They shoot out that little puff of smoke. So that will always launch the opponent, or it'll always like have like a hitbox on the opponent that hits them. And then after that, once you call the cannon, you'll see Vikala hit this pose, and then she'll actually shoot out whatever that item is. It doesn't seem like she can control like not shooting out the item, at least from what they showed in the trailer. Maybe she has some sort of cancel thing that they are just hiding from us for some reason, for fun. I don't know. But yeah. Each cannon, you know, you just summon it and then it has its RNG and then it does the puff of smoke and then it fires off the actual projectile and you have time to react to what is going to happen and how you're going to deal with the situation that follows it. Yeah. And then H cannon summons 2 cannons at once, so it summons the one on the bottom and the one on top. And then once the cannons are used, they can stay on screen until they shoot 3 times. So if you remember Star's thing I was talking about before, is 3 times total. So when the cannons are first summoned, they'll use 1 shot automatically, obviously, because they're shooting. And then after that, you'll have an opportunity to use them 2 more times. So with the stars, if the star comes into the cannon, it'll shoot out and then, you know, you have 1 use left afterwards. And then if a projectile goes into it again, then they'll have no uses. And also you can throw 5U and JU into the cannons, and that's the other way that they'll use their shots. So you can't hide behind the cannons forever. You can't like spam items into the cannons forever. But while they're active, they seem to stay forever, basically, until you resummon them. So they seem pretty good for what they need to do. Very interesting RNG mechanic for this game. Oh, next up, we have her 2-1-4s, her fireballs, which are quite a bit different than what I was thinking they were going to be, honestly. But yeah, Bear Trap Fireball. It has a 13 frame startup for apparently all of the fireballs. From what I could tell, the projectile appears on the same frame for all of them. So it pushes you pretty far back, both when she hits you and when you block it. So either way, you don't really want to eat this move. But especially you don't want to eat on hit because you're going to be sent back pretty far. So her 2-1-4L is the one that's shown on screen right now. It goes over crouchers, but it'll go full screen. So it's, you know, it's the most active one because it goes full screen. 2-1-4M is like a low version of it. It doesn't hit low, obviously, but it's like low to the ground. So I assume it'll clear ground stuff, and it'll also clash with projectiles. It's a single hit, so it can only work against other single hits, and if it, you know, runs into a multi-hit, it's just gonna lose. But yeah, it has an extremely quick cooldown. Like as soon as she's finished firing it, she can fire another one just right away. Pretty much rapid fire. Obviously she can't combo off of the light and medium versions of it, and the heavy one has you know, the normal EX moves cooldown, so she can't just spam that either. But yeah, it is extremely fast. She is stuck in like the animation the longer that it goes without hitting somebody. So if it hits like an opponent right away, she'll come right out of the animation, ready to do whatever again. But if it whiffs completely, then she's still stuck in like this pose, and then she does like her recovery and that. So it's important that she doesn't whiff it, but if she does whiff it, then she's gonna be in a pretty bad spot. And yeah, her 2-1-4H will wall bounce, and if she does hit you like with it raw, it just pushes you back like full screen. It's like a soft knockdown, but she's putting you back all the way back to square one basically, and it gives her enough time to set up trap, enough time to set up cannons or whatever she needs to do basically. And yeah, looks like Sagat. It's basically just tiger shots from what I understand. Obviously it's gonna be a little weaker in Grand Blue because, you know, you can roll, but I'm pretty sure her low fireball, her low bear trap fireball will catch rolls. If it does that, that is genuinely insane. Because what, it's only like Anila really that would catch stuff like that. So if it does, this character might have uncontested some of the best zoning in the game, but we'll have to see when she comes out. We'll have to see for sure. But it could be Sagat level zoning on this character, on this tiny rat girl. Would be extremely funny to see. Alright, next up we have 2-2H. So the light, we'll go over light and medium bear traps real quick. Medium bear trap sets up about 3/4 screen away. Light bear trap sets up half a screen away, like pretty on the dot half a screen away, if not a little bit closer. So they both have their own uses. You know, light bear trap obviously if you want to have the bear trap closer to you as defense. Medium bear trap, have it farther away from you for offense to push the opponent into it versus them walking into it. So they each have their own uses. But heavy bear trap, which is the EX, does not set up a trap at all. It actually, the bear trap runs along the ground until it gets to the opponent, at which point it jumps. It's got a 25 frame startup at like the closest distance. So once you call it, then you know you get there basically, and it'll so you can't really combo into it unless it's on an air hit or on like a, I guess like a counter hit, but generally you're not going to really be comboing into it unless it's on air hits. So it's mostly more just space control if you need like something like a direct space control button versus like setting down a trap. Maybe you just need to push the opponent away immediately and you don't have fireballs on cooldown, something like that. Or you just want to put on maybe a little more pressure from the bear trap. It will launch on an air hit. They didn't show it launching on like a grounded hit, but I'd assume it would since it's an H move. And then her ultimate bear trap will hit the opponent twice. So this is showing it jumping backwards. It hits the opponent again, and you can see Vikala has enough time to dash in. This is from like full screen. Vikala had enough time to dash in behind it and do 6XL and like be on the second part of this. So mad plus if she's able to get it set up, and obviously she can use the time that it takes of hitting the opponent, locking them down to set up the rest of her stuff. So it seems quite good. I think it's probably her weakest ultimate move, honestly, but I think it still is going to have its use cases. Alright, finally her SBA. I made a post in the Discord when I saw this. I was like, is this the worst super in the game? It could be. It seems really bad. So it's a short range like lunge. She just like kind of hops. She does like a little startup animation that she hops. As far as I can tell, it has invincibility. I don't see why it wouldn't. That'd be really bad if it didn't have invincibility, so I'm sure it has invincibility in startup. And if it does hit, it launches far enough for her to set a trap. I just don't know if she's ever going to be able to hit outside of combos. Like, I can't ever see this punishing anything. It's like decently slow. It has seemingly abysmal range unless she can go farther than what was shown in the video. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're cooking with this one. The animation on it is also a little long, so like the cutscene, I should say, is a little long, so it's gonna be just like annoying to hit by. But yeah, it puts you far enough away from her for her to set up a trap without fear, unless you have like some crazy ult move. I don't know, but she's like plus enough to set up a trap and still be like safe. I assume against every character. But yeah, that should be everything. As far as I remember, yes, that would be everything. So, yeah, Vikala. Just sort of give my final thoughts here. I don't have a slide for final thoughts this time. I'm just gonna yap for a bit because I want this to be a shorter one. Vikala seems very good. I have put together all these slides that you've seen, as well as updated the slides with updated information, obviously, into a single like slide, like a Google slide that you can look at yourself. I'll link it down in the description. But basically, it's just, you know, a move guide ordered by moves that like you would see on the wiki, basically. And I hope it can be helpful to somebody, hopefully. But you know, the more people that see it, the better. From the deathmatch footage, we basically got everything. The only two things we're missing are her jump light and her jump medium. I can't imagine they're that crazy, but maybe there's something going on with them. I don't know. And besides that, we saw basically everything though. Again, we don't know if there's more RNG we're missing, or how the situation with her throwing items works, if she can delay it on the ground, or if she can cancel the RNG throw or RNG shot from like the cannon when she like starts up the cannons. We don't know if she can stop shooting the RNG entirely. We'll have to see when she comes out. But overall, she seems to have a very cohesive like zoner kit where she fights you at mid-range, tries to push you out constantly, and just sets up a whole bunch of like different projectiles and traps and RNG to basically create like a little bold hell essentially for you to get into. And between her like low tiger shot, I don't know why I'm calling it tiger shot, bear trap shot, you might as well call it. Between that and her rats, which I didn't get to talk about, the rodent rhythm, the rat wheel that she throws, which is like a crazy move, by the way. You'll see it in the full guide, but it is super plus. Gives you full combos on hit. It lets you get mid-screen combos, which seems pretty good. I know a lot of zoners are pretty hard struggle with like mid-screen combos, but she has a consistent, like, she hits an auto combo. She doesn't have to spend meter or anything. She just kind of hits you like mid-screen with a full combo. It seems really good. And even if you like block the heavy rat wheel, it's still plus. Like, she's still super plus. She can do basically anything she wants off of it. Very good kit, it seems. I can definitely see this character being a massive issue. Her defense is kind of bad. She has no 5-frame light, which seems pretty bad, but you know, you're just gonna have to get by on system mechanics, I suppose. So, I mean, she still has, you know, 6 framers, so it's not the worst thing in the world, and they have fine range and everything, but yeah. But yeah, don't want to talk too long. So I will be making more content on Vikala once she comes out. We got a Discord now for Vikala. At least for me. I'm going to be throwing all of my Vikala tech in there. I'm going to be throwing the Vikala tech that I find on Twitter or just in YouTube replays in there. I'll also be posting stuff to YouTube as well. I want to post like match replays, maybe tournament runs, you know, Vikala tech or guides or anything related to the rat. I want to explore this character as much as possible and do it with the community. So yeah, that is what the Discord is for. If you want to join it, link will be in the description as well. And thank you for watching this far. It's been like an hour or so of Vikala footage if you watch both of the videos, but I appreciate it. Yeah. Next time we'll probably be talking to you will be on release day. So get to see how Vikala's doing then. Oh, I'm also making a frame data sheet. I have a frame data sheet that is like half done basically. I have the starbs for basically all of her moves, and I'll be filling out the rest of it when she actually comes out. So if you're interested in that as well, it's all in the Discord. So yeah. Yeah. I will see you guys in the next one then. Peace.